So I was working in corporate America, and like I said earlier, I was just like bored out of my mind. And, I had a great job, really good job actually, but I just knew in my gut that I was meant for so much more. I knew I had this vision in my mind of me being my own boss and, you know, doing podcasts like this, speaking at events, uh, creating digital products to help people. I was a teacher first, my first career, and I've always been very passionate about helping people. And when I was working in corporate America, I got really into like self-development, learning about entrepreneurship. I have a degree in business. So when I was in college, though, my business professors, they were like, "Oh, you're going to be a great employee," and so that like stuck with me. I got into corporate America, and then I'm like, "All right, well, I guess I got to be a good employee." But anywho, so I was in corporate America, and I started doing side hustles. I was a copywriter. I did website design. I was like a virtual assistant for a little while, and all of those were fun, and I learned a lot, and they were fine, and I made some money, but it didn't really like take off like I wanted it to, and feel right. Like I knew that it would eventually. And then during the pandemic, I got asked by some of my ADHD friends. They were like, "Hey, how are you doing these businesses? Like, I have these great ideas, but I can't really get it off the ground. I'm so disorganized. I can't get started. I've got these to-do lists and I don't get anything done." And so I started sharing tips with them.
Yeah.
I was sharing tips with my ADHD friends on how to start a business with ADHD. And come to find out, my tips worked for them. And then I remember sitting on my patio and this big light bulb went off. I was like, "Oh my gosh, wait a minute. I have all this knowledge about how to be successful with ADHD. I need to start talking about this and sharing this."
Yeah.
And I started my Instagram page. Things like quickly took off from there. I started working with clients one-on-one to help them launch their own business, to level up their businesses, and things worked. And it worked. My clients were getting results, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is amazing. How exciting." And within about a year of starting that, I was, juggling my 9 to 5 and doing the coaching. I decided to take the biggest risk of my life and quit my 9 to 5 job and see what would happen. And that was 3 years ago now. So, things have been going really good. I've worked with so many entrepreneurs to help them launch their own business. Recently, I've shifted a little bit to work with all different kinds of ambitious ADHD'ers. My main goal right now is to help ambitious ADHD'ers procrastinate less and accomplish more using strategies and skills to support all of their ADHD symptoms so that they can step into that successful version of themselves that they know is inside.